How's it going, Lone Riders? Andrew back with another video about product development. This week I want to talk about the MotoBags, and these ones here, and these are bags that go on the back of the motorcycle and the attachment system that goes with them, the one that we've developed. I want to talk about why it's taken so long and where we are at the moment. So I've got three concepts that I'm going to show you, and just some ideas behind it, why they failed as concepts, and why we moved on from them. And this means so this is the development process of a quick release system. So let's just jump into the computer and I can just show you what's going on here. So here is the first variant. This is this part here is the back plate that fits to the MotoBag. So on the back here you'd have here, and here you'd literally have a MotoBag at about this size. So these are just the plates. I've left them out just because I don't need them, and I need to see the back of the design. This was the very first variant of the quick release system. It was using a classic hook system. Hook systems are very stable, and obviously, and we've got some stoppers here to stop the movement from left to right. This axis, the blue axis here, and then we've got a basic clip system that auto locks. So I really like this system. It was a really good system. It worked quite well. This locked in place. The prototypes that we made worked really well, but there was too many. What I was trying to do was fit it onto the current backplate system without changing the tooling for this. The tooling for this, we stamp it, or we blank it and then stamp it with the big machines, and then cut the part out, and that tool is quite pricey. So we've already got this tool here, and I didn't want to buy a new tool. And what's happened now is I had to retrofit this new design on the old tool, and that didn't really that didn't really suit us, because what happened was it would have meant that the end user would have had to do a lot of assembly and adjustments and keep adjusting, maybe possibly, to make it work. And we don't want that. I didn't want that at the end of it. We tested it and it was moving around a little bit. It was just a bit niggly. It worked fine, but it was just a bit niggly for the end user. Plus there was many small parts in here to make this work. There's quite a few parts in here to make this work, and so I was just afraid also, there was thread inserts, there was a pin under there, a lot of assembly in the factory, then we had another I had a spring here, and then a cap here, and another pin here, and it was very engineered, but it was just too small. I just wondered if it really got dirty and really got messed up, and after years, would it still provide the system that I wanted to provide, which is a secure system to connect to the racks. So that was the reason why we moved on from that. We actually got right through until this is a drawing, so we actually got right through to the engineering stage of the drawing. So how it came in and all this tolerance work that we did with it. So we actually got really far in this project. And then we decided to can it just because of this concept. We needed something more universal for all riders. So we moved on to the next project, plastic injection molded plate, and then we were going to add on the MotoBags onto the back of this. I wonder if I can unhide that. Now this is the molding file, the final file, so I don't have all the parts in here. But basically here the idea was that we use these slots and these pucks that we used before to fit any bike. That was the good thing about it. It can fit most bikes. That's what we liked. The point is here, we can control the connection between the rack and the bike and the bag. That's the main problem. We can't control the racks that you have, but we can control the rack plate, this blue part that you see on the screen, and the back of the bag, the MotoBag. And there was a whole system in here, a really nice system of automatic clip and release. It was a really nice system of basically you just put the bag on and then you walk away and it's already locked in place. Really easy for the user. So actually the system is actually great. We're going to test it anyway because I have the prototypes. But we moved on for that because the project costs per piece too much to manufacture, and we would have to pass that on to you, the client, and or to the buyer, and it gets to a point where people just they don't see the value in it, especially when we can make a better version for cheaper So that's what we did. So that's that project. I mean, there's more to it than that. I'm just glossing over the fact, but basically it was too expensive and to make, to manufacture, and at scale there's many parts that we'd have to look after, and the client, I mean, I'm not sure if the client would have been super happy with it. I'm not sure if this was the best solution for the client. They wouldn't have, I don't think they would have preferred this solution, even though it was actually, the way it functioned was extremely good. It's really nicely done. So then that brings us to the latest version. This version is confirmed now, definitely confirmed, because it's already taken over a year to get this far, right? And now we really want to get this moving. We get requests. I get requests daily about this. So this is the next version, and we're not changing for sure. It's been tested. I've been testing it, and it's fine. It works well. I don't have the parts here because it's on the bike getting tested right now. Let's go and have a look at it. This is the newest, latest quick release system. It is a this is the flat, the back plate here. So I invested in new tooling for this part. I bought the new tooling just so we can customize everything. But basically here, the way it works is this rack is for the BMW R1200 GS 1250s, and this is also the rack that we manufacture. We don't manufacture it with these wings here, but we manufacture the same dimensions as it's just a standard that we take on the industry standard. So it works by very simple, and it's an engineering concept that's been tested for decades. We've got two hooks at the bottom, so that's giving you the support that takes all the weight, and inside those is reinforced metal, stainless steel pegs. So you've got steel in there, and they just fit straight onto the back of it, straight through. So it's a fixed hole. There's no movement. And then we've got two sliders here, which stop the bags from moving on this axis, forward or backwards. And then we've got a closing system up the top, which is very simple, two bits of metal, and it opens up like this, and then you can remove the bag and take the bag off like that. And to put the bag on, you basically put the two hooks at the bottom onto the bottom bar, you push the bag onto the bar, and then close the latch. Very simple. The key, we just turn the key and it locks in place. There's a bar inside, a bit of plastic that pushes down so it keeps it stable. And then, yeah, it's a nice clean solution. It's much easier to use as well. Yeah, I know that you would like this. It works really well. I'm pretty happy with it. So one question I do have, I didn't want to ask any questions this time, because last week I asked about the tank bag, and I got inundated with emails. I'm still replying to them now, so I'm trying to process those before I move on. But yeah, this key here, we've got this kind of key, which is just a normal flat key, and then you've got the round key. I'll post it up here. So you've got these two types of keys. Which one do you like? Because I know one is kind of, when you turn this one, you put it into the lock and you turn it, your keys are stuck in that lock until you remove, when you turn it to a specific part. And then this one, some people say that that key can actually break off. We can always replace the key, but I mean, yeah. So which one do you find better with your experiences? Tell me in the comments below, or shoot me back an email, and we'll do that. Yeah, I'm tending to go for just the normal key, because then people can replace them, and we can also send them replacements as well. It's just easier. So yeah, that's the system, and it works for the same as the offset rack. This is just for people with the offset racks. It goes over. We have this part that just covers that kind of gap there, but same system. If I do cut open this part, you can see the inside. You see that pink bit there, that is the metal plate that's reinforced with two screws. That's injection molding, 30% nylon, so we're injecting it with nylon, so it's very strong. Yeah, this is stuff they use. Yeah, it's strong. It's really strong. It's the stuff they use for the auto industry, and also aluminium and stainless steel. all good parts. Also on the back, we're making it lighter. We're introducing a new connection system to the bag, so it's much easier to take off and put together through the manufacturing process, but it's also easier for production, and also for you if you need to change the part or adjust something. So this is going to be pre-installed for this rack, our racks, and the sizes for some most common racks in the market. For the BMW GS guys, that'll be already sorted, so you can just take it out of the box and put it on. And for other people with strange racks or different racks that are just different racks from different companies, then all you need to do is remove this part here, this part here, this part here, which is just a drill, easy drill part, a few bolts at the back, and then you can adjust this part and this part here. These actually are fixed in one place, but you can adjust this top part. Same with this one on the back. This can move up and down, and you can adjust it to fit your rack. So it fits all racks. If they're flat, when we've got offset as well, they just have to be flush with they can be a little bit off. There's a little bit of a gap between. There's a little bit of a gap between this part and this part. So little nubs and stuff like this, you might get away with it up to 4mm, but other than that, they have to be flat racks, and tubular racks as well. There's also, this is an 18mm rack. We're also doing 16mm. That 16mm is just, all you do is replace this part here. You just turn it around to the opposite side, and it presses onto 16mm. So that's the latest one. We are currently in production. The tools are getting made, and I'm not going to give you a date because what's happened in the last year with COVID and us changing the design because it's just not good enough for you. It's just delayed the product, and there's a lot of materials problems. For example, we can't get the materials we want. The tooling, the metal that we need to make these tools are delayed because we import it from Japan, for example. And there's always this is manufacturing. So yeah, this is manufacturing. This is the problems that we have. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the quick release system for MotoBag. Stay tuned, subscribe if you're not already, and leave us a comment if you are wanting to know anything about that system, and I'll try and get back to you. I'll try and get back to you within the first 24 hours of this posting this video. And yeah, take it easy. Catch you next week.